Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be discussing some of the worst ways to die in Wings of Fire. With the fantasy world, magic, and dragons comes a lot of gruesome ways to meet your demise. So, in this video I'll be discussing some of the worst ways to die in Wings of Fire. Seriously, you're going to want to stay until the end because things get crazy. Also, before we start the video, huge shout out to my patrons. Crazy Roblox Man, LordIsopod, Dark1195, Springtail Productions, 3 Moons, and Oretrix. Thank you so much for supporting me. Links to their social medias are in the description down below. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. One horrible way to die in Wings of Fire would be being thrown into lava. After having kidnapped Glory despite Deathbringer's warning, Queen Battlewinter ordered Vengeance be thrown into a pool of lava as punishment. Yikes. And to make things even worse, Viper also met the same demise after she accidentally tumbled into a river of lava while fighting Fate Speaker. Out of every way to die, this one definitely seems like one of the most painful. It seriously sends shivers down my spine to even think about. Another terrible way to die would be from a SandWing's Venomous tail barb. Unlike being thrown in lava, you don't die very quickly afterwards. The pain is going to stay for a while until you finally die, making you weak, miserable, and in excruciating pain for your final moments. There is a cure to SandWing tailbarb venom, but it only comes from one kind of cactus, meaning that if you're nowhere near the desert, you've almost no chance of surviving depending on how close the wound is to your heart. Even with just a small dose of the venom being injected, like in Webbs' case, he almost died from it. Webbs wouldn't have survived if not for Sunny using the secret tunnel to the SandWing Kingdom in order to find a cure for him. But in most cases, chances are that other dragons won't be as lucky. And if the dragon attacking you does it similarly to Blister in the epilogue to the Dragonette Prophecy, you're done for. The RainWings are the most docile tribe in modern-day Pyra, yet they have a secret weapon deadlier than nearly anything a dragon can produce: venom. RainWing Venom is acidic and corrosive and can burn through any living thing, including a dragon's scales. RainWing Venom has been used to severely burn dragons, causing excruciating pain as the venom burns through your scales. The most notable time RainWing Venom was used was when Glory shot her venom at Scarlet's face, forever scarring the Skywing Queen. Even the toughest of dragons will scream in agony, and even if you do survive, your scales that were hit will remain scarred forever. If it hits a vulnerable part of your body, such as your eyes or in any exposed wound, RainWing Venom is basically a death sentence, and its pain is agonizing. Yet another horrible way to die in Wings of Fire is by Peril's Firescales. No wonder every dragon in the arena is terrified of her. One touch from her claws will cause intense burning, and it will not be a quick and easy death. And if you're fighting in the arena, chances are that Scarlet will have ordered Peril to take her time with it in order to make the experience more enjoyable to watch. So Peril is not going to let you off easy. Just the thought of your scales burning from a dragon's fire scales is terrible to think about, and it's certainly going to be a longer and more painful death than just being wounded by fire. And lastly, probably the worst way to die is how Arctic met his demise in Darkstalker Legends. If you've read the scene, you're familiar with what happened. I won't get into details since the scene is pretty graphic, but dying by your own claws would just be horrible. Darkstalker made sure his father suffered as much as possible before he finally delivered the final blow, and it was painful. Even though it would have been a very quick death, it probably would have been one of the worst ways to die that we've ever seen in Wings of Fire. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Which of these deaths do you think would be the worst, and are there any more that you've thought of? Let me know down below. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!